Hey boys and girls, remember our book, Have Fun, Molly Lou Melon? You've already listened to this book once, and today you're going to listen to and we're going to talk about a part of the book. So our learning target is I can identify the characters and setting in a story that is read to me. So we're going to talk about the characters in our book. And remember, characters, that is who is in the story. Can you say that with me? Characters is who is in the story. Sometimes characters are humans and sometimes they're animals. Once you think about who were the characters in our book, Have Fun, Molly Lou Melon. There were 3 characters. You remember one of them? Yep, Molly Lou Melon, right here. She was one of our characters. And then her grandmother. And then who was that last character? Her friend name was Gertie. Good. So we had 3 characters in this book. Well, today you're going to learn about how Molly Lou plays with toys, and then later we'll think about what Gertie learns by playing with Molly Lou. But today we're going to learn about how Molly Lou plays with toys, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have you help me answer some questions, okay? So let's make sure we're paying attention and following along. So our title is Have Fun, Molly Lou Melon. Molly, what letter? M. All right. Molly Lou Melon's toy chest overflowed with whoozy whatsits of all shapes and sizes. Her grandma told her that back in the olden days, I didn't have fancy dolls or action figures. I made them out of twigs, leaves, and flowers like hollyhocks and daisies. So let's talk about this page. So according to the pictures and words, what does Molly Lou have a lot of? Yeah, Molly Lou has a lot of toys. And her grandma told her back in the olden days. Look at this word olden. What do you think olden means? Yeah, we see the word old in it. So old probably means that a long time ago. What did Grandma have in the olden days? What did she not have? Yeah, it says that she didn't have these fancy dolls. So let's say that together. Grandma said she didn't have fancy dolls. So what did she do? Yeah, she said that she had to make them, and she made them out of twigs, leaves, and flowers like hollyhocks. Hollyhocks is a kind of flower. So, Grandma made her own dolls out of flowers and leaves. All right, let's look at the next page. So, she did just that. What does that mean? When Molly Lou said, when it says, so she did just that. Yeah, Molly Lou did exactly what Grandma did and made her own toy. So far, our characters, Grandma had made her toys and action figures out of twigs and leaves, and then Molly did the same thing. Molly Lou Melon's backyard had a big weeping willow and crumbly rock walls with thingamajigs peeking out from every crevice. Her grandma had told her, back in the olden days, I didn't have a store-bought dollhouse. I made one in my backyard. So Grandma said she didn't have a store-bought dollhouse. What does store-bought mean? Yeah, you had to go to the store and buy it. So she had to make one in her backyard. So Grandma said, I made one in my backyard. Can we say that? I made one in my backyard. So she did just that. Read that with me. So she did just that. So what did Molly Lou do? Yeah, she made her own dollhouse. Did she go to the store and buy one? No, she bought it, or she made it herself. So let's talk about so far what we have learned that our characters have done. So one thing that Grandma said she did is that she made a doll out of twigs and leaves and flowers. So what did Molly Lou do? Yeah, Molly Lou did the exact same thing. She made a doll using flowers and leaves. What else did Grandma say? She made a dollhouse in her backyard because she didn't have a store-bought dollhouse, remember? So what did Molly Lou do? Yeah, she did the exact same thing. Molly Lou made her own dollhouse. So what you all are going to do today, so we talked about what the characters have done so far. So you're going to have this piece of paper and you're going to draw and label a picture of the characters and how they play. So think about what the characters have done so far in our book, okay? So the only characters that we've read about today was Molly Lou and Grandma. So you're going to think about how they played, and you're going to draw a picture and label it. So maybe you want to draw a picture of Molly using leaves and twigs to make a doll. Or maybe you want to draw Molly making a dollhouse. So you're going to think about what the characters, how they have played so far in the book, and then you're going to draw a picture and label it. So if you drew a doll, what would doll start with? Doll. Yeah, D. So you could write a D next to doll. Okay. Molly. If you drew a picture of Molly, what letter does Molly start with? Yeah, M. Good job. All right, so go ahead and do this, friends, and turn it in on Dojo, and I can't wait to see your picture of your characters playing.